Hey everybody, this is Vin. This is the lab 5 in which we are going to do the VLAN trunking, inter-switch communication and fail analysis. So hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, follow me on Discord and go and visit the underlying project website. You can find that all content and resources at one single place. Okay, so as you can see, this is the lab which is quite similar to the previous lab. And the thing that we are going to be do the configuration or changes that we are going to make it in this lab, which is already done by me. So what are the changes and what are the thing that we are going to add into it? So let's see. So here's the thing, like the real world scenario where we are going to make it over here. So you are continuing work as a network engineer in the same company. This is the company network. You have to assume right here the network team has reported, okay, users from the different departments sometimes lose connectivity. This is the problem. Okay, VLAN traffic is inconsistent across the switches. Management want better control and visibility. Okay, your task is analyze and redesign and configure and secure and verify the VLAN and trunking behavior across the network. Okay, across the switches. Okay. So the topology, as it's mentioned as same previous lab, but the router one switch, they're the same thing that we have done right here, router switch to switch. Okay, and the PC is connected across point. Here it is each and every point. VLAN based department segmentation. So we are going to do the segmentation as department based, right? So that PCs and we are not going to make any changes which are related to switches and routers. Okay, so PC connected to access ports. Even yes, we can, if we have need in a scenario like there's a another network management department, there's a need because they want to monitor and control over this. So because of this thing we have to make this thing. Okay, so we have to create a department, a different department as per same, and we have to give it the VLAN 99 because of the management departments have the different system, like they have need to get access without any, there's nothing about the traffic which are related to or which are needed for the tag or tagged traffic. So in most of the ways in the real world, you this is the observation as I read somewhere. So on the basis of that I'm telling the all departments and any IT based thing like that, any network management, right here the term is network management, they use the native VLAN for that. It means that they are looking for the untagged traffic. And as for the suggestion, as we do something for this, for the management department or any kind of visibility or control they are looking for, so for that reason I would give it the VLAN which is the native VLAN 99 for this one. Okay, so in order of doing this we have to configure the native VLAN. Okay, so let's do it. Okay, so as per same we have to continue and a lab observation, deeply understand the VLAN's propagation. Okay, the control VLAN traffic over trunk links. So has this trunk link in between, we have to configure and these all things to make control over here over the trunk especially. So has the trunk in between the router and switches to switches. So implement native VLANs best practice, that we are going to do it over here. There's nothing about suggestion about the PC, the number of PCs. So yeah, we can add to it because there's nothing about to make changes in these all PC or something or which are related to department. It's not telling like you have to change or replace the any department on any PC or something like this. So we can create another department for that. So there's a need of some wires and PCs in a real world. So yeah, the practice real failure scenario. Okay, definitely we are going to do one's best way to perfectly working in this condition. If it's working in this condition, so yeah, we can go with it. If undeliberately we are going to make any mistake over here. So thereafter we will going to configure that thing too. Okay. Now the strengthen layer 2 troubleshooting skill. There's a whole thing that we are going to do on the all around the switches that we call the layer 2 troubleshooting stuff, so the layer 2 troubleshooting that we consider about the access port trunks and the DTP, so sorry, STP stuff and DTTP stuff. So this all we do consider in a layer 2, the RAP or ARP packets, or these all thing we do consider in a layer 2 troubleshooting and stuff, right? Okay, what about the part 1 engineering thinking mode on? That is the thing that we have to do. Okay, answer before typing command. Yeah, whatever we are going to be do, so before that we have to just make our mind for this. Like for the department, I'm going to provide for this department, the technical department, or we can say network management department. So I will provide the two PCs as per same which are given over here, and I will make connectivity. I will provide the access, okay, to it, and then after I will give it when I will use the access, okay, access port. So at that moment I will put as a native VLAN. Okay, so let's see how it goes, and we can take help of AI while we are doing this all thing. So we can go with that and chat with this all to do confirmation, so all around the thing that we are going to do, somewhere we are going to mine the good answers from AI. We're going to cross check the whole thing, and let's see how it goes. Okay, so yeah, this all the tasks that we have to do it over here. Okay, so as we have done, the task 1 is a VLAN consistency check. Okay, so ensure VLAN 10, 20 and 99 exist on both switches. So what we have to do, if we are going to make changes which are related to VLAN, so before that we have to make sure there's a thing like if I will make any new VLAN, so that should appear, that should exist in each switches, because the switches is going to route one switch to another switch, one switch to router. It means that the inter-VLAN routing it necessary. So it means it will going to do the whole thing which are related to VLAN. So all around the all VLANs should exist over these all switches. So yeah, that we have to create over here. Okay, verify VLAN database synchronization manually. We have to check it out. That's all existing VLANs. So yeah, we are going to do this all thing too. Why VLAN creation is a local switch operation? It's a local switch operation because whatever we do create the VLAN, that will going to store itself in the database. This is a DAT file, which is it's like a DAT file which store this all information regarding that's all VLANs, number of VLANs, just like a MAC address do store the MAC address information, the logical informations, like the MAC address is logical information, the IP address is logical information. As per same the VLAN creation that we do create, this is also a logical information. Okay, so on the basis of that, that's operate in between the switches. So yeah, it will go up to the router 2, and router do route that on the basis of subnet, and that traffic can possible and route through the one single subnet, one single interface. Actually there are several VLANs can possible to go through. So yeah, that's all thing that we do create. Okay, now task 2, trunk hardening. Okay, configure trunk link switch 1 to switch router 2. That I think we have done. Okay, we have to make that's all configuration again, and for when we are adding into it, like the native VLAN 99. Okay, so here we have to do this also, like each and every devices which are making sense to each other. Okay, now So in between switches, switch to router. Okay, well, it's done. It's already done. Apply trunk mode, explicit trunk mode, allow only VLANs 10, 20, 99. Okay, set native VLAN to 99. Yep. Okay, on trunking we have to allow this all 3 VLANs and set native VLAN 99. It means that when we set the native VLAN 99 as a native VLAN, so that will not going to detect traffic. It will going to transfer and transmit the all untagged traffic. Okay. Okay, what happen if native VLANs mismatch between switches? Yeah, if there's a native VLAN 99 and another hand on another switch I'm configuring that native VLAN, which is something different like numbers, I'm changing the number, so that's all untagged traffic will goes in another kind of switch, right? So that's the wrong thing, that will going to create a loop or something that can't possible to just troubleshoot, or that's possible to troubleshoot, but there we are going to be bothered. Okay, so for that reason we do avoid and try to prevent this all thing, like it's knowingly unknowingly if it's happening. So yeah, we have to do the troubleshooting for these all things to check it out, to verify, and then after we have to save it to that. Task 3, disable DTP, is dynamic trunking protocol. That is something like it's how it's like how it's work actually. The DTP that we call the dynamic trunking protocol, if there is a one switch which is here, like the switch 1 and switch 2. Okay, if there is a DTPs on the switch and I have done the manually configuration as I have done in switch 1, so if there's a DTP on the switch 2, so if as a trunk I had configured for this interface F02 as a trunk, so F01 will going to adopt as a trunk 2. So as of per same, this is the kind of a feature you can say. In the same way, like if there is in devices, so that will adopt as access port, that will act like access port. If there is a trunking configuration over here, so that will also it's going to act like a trunk port. Okay, this is a trunking as it already configured or something like this without configuring manually. Disable dynamic trunking protocol on trunk ports. Okay, question: why is DTP considered a security risk? Yeah, because that's automatically if it's automatically configured, so there is a chances of like it's allow the traffic, those all, there's nothing about the that's I think that's allow the all kind if it's going to automatically it's going to adopt this thing, automatically allow this all thing, so that will allow all without any separation, without any filter. So there should be a kind of filter that we do apply in manual basis. So yeah, this is something that we understand, and thereafter this is necessary, this is important, this tag is we should use as a like native form, right? As a native VLAN. This should we have to go allow as a like in general tagging that we do allow. So yeah, this is all like a tagged traffic, untagged traffic, we can define this all thing. And in DTP it's not a work in this way. It will allow the all kind of traffic which are going for. Okay, this is all the scenario that we are going to do after this all configuration that we are looking for. Okay, so let's see what are the tasks. Okay, the task on VLAN consistent check. Okay, so first we have to create over here. So okay, so we are in user exec mode, then after privilege, and then after global configuration mode conf 3, right? now we are in global configuration mode. What we have to do, we have to create the VLAN 99. So VLAN, which is 99, and this will in for the network management. Okay, its name. Okay, what happened? Okay, what's the problem? What's happening now? Name. Okay, VLAN 99. Now the name, that's network MGMT management. Okay, let me just check it over here. Do so VLAN brief. Okay, it's done. Now I will call the VLAN 99 name MGMT. Yeah, it's done. Now we can call it again, like in the same way. Do so VLAN. Yeah, as you can see, I can update this thing too again. That was not working at that moment. What was the glitch? I don't know, but now it's working. We can update this thing again, like 99 name network MGMT. Very small name we have to put it over here. N. Okay, MGMT. Let's see in capital. Okay. I don't know why it's happening. What should be reason? It's a very simple. Yeah, that's done. So about the trunking, we can see the trunking that we have configured to trunking interface trunk. So right here, as we can allow on this interface, which interface is involved in this, like here, what we call this. So interface, I will call this interface F00/2. Right here I will go with the trunking. So switch port mode trunk, and in the same way switch port trunk allow VLAN 99 native. Okay, yes, that we call, right? 99 native, allow native VLAN 99 or something like this. Let's see. switch more trunk allowed allow VLAN 99 native. Okay, let me just take a help of AI over here. If I'm doing this thing daily basis, so yeah, I can do better in that. So tell me the way to sign the native VLAN. Okay. Native VLAN 99. That's the same thing. Switch port trunk native VLAN 99. I was doing the same thing. What was wrong? What's going on? All is right, all is well. Now let's see. Switch port trunk native VLAN, which is 99. That's done. Yep, I did it. If I will do this thing daily, so yeah, it's going to remember. The whole thing is going to concrete one day. Yep. So what would be next? Yep, it's done. In the same way, we have to configure. We should do something like copy paste. If I can copy this thing, like how we can copy this thing? Let's see. Nothing. Configuration more. Okay. Now we will call this first we will create the interface. VLAN 99. The name on it. Okay, we have done this thing, like, so if I will tell do so VLAN brief. Okay. So what I will do is I have to update this thing. And the name mgmt. That's done. Again do so VLAN brief. That's done. Okay, now we have to create all done, all set. What I have to do now, internal configuration I have done. We have to create two different I have to add two computers and do two PCs for the management department. Now we can assign this all thing, like that might actually do it over here. Let's connect it. Okay, now it's done. What I have to do, I have to just configure right here. I have to do configuration in this particular, what is a in which port enough. It's a, let me just, what about this? This is F04, F02. What about this? What about this interface? 5. Okay. And huge. Let me just take a look over here. Let me remove it, this thing. Why it's showing like this? Oh damn. Reset configuration is not, startup configuration will be lost. Reset the network. Okay, I will going to do this thing again. The whole connectivity I'm going to do again. There's no bad, you know, if I'm doing this mistake, so I'm becoming good enough in that. Whatever the configuration on this all, like, that's the thing which I have created. Nothing big deal with it. Just connectivity I have to provide it. F01, then okay, two, 3 into 4 to 5. Not showing. There was a problem. That's all interfaces showing over here. It's very easy to identify, you know, whatever we are doing, that's all possible to do in a good way, you know. So because of that, I just want to know what was the interface. I can know internally by so command I can check this all, but this is something that we have to do it over here. Okay, so what I have to do is we have to just check it out each and every way, which it's something, there's nothing, you know. What I have to do is we have to go and do these each and every configuration again. It would be good idea. Yep. So, and this is a fresh PC, so hygiene apply. Applying hygiene is the first thing. So go in global configuration mode and apply the hygiene first. So enable conf t. Okay, what is happening is, this is the thing that we sometimes face. So prevent this thing, we do hygiene to prevent this kind of problem, to prevent the time delay. We do use the hygiene. I will tell you how we do actually. So conf t is a configuration terminal. Right now, first we do change the host name, update the host name switch. Okay, so host name, okay, host name, that's a switch 1, switch 1, okay, not changed. Okay, well, what would be next? We have to provide the security first. Service password hyphen encryption. Encryption not done, and thereafter no IP domain hyphen lookup. This is for the to prevent the time delay which was happening over there. It will take your something 1/82 of yours. So yeah, it's something too hard to wait or waste your time. So to prevent this thing that we do, so no IP domain hyphen lookup. Okay, not done. If anything I will type, it will show invalid input. Okay, so now we can continue whatever we want to do. So in this lab, first we have to assign this all interfaces. So what I will do is I will call the interface, so interface F03 and F04. So F0/3, in which I have to assign switch port, mode, access, and then switch port, access, VLAN, which VLAN. So I have to create the VLAN. So directly I can do this thing like VLAN 10 for this. So as you can say, creating the VLAN directly I have done. So we can update the name different way, like in the next time we can do this thing. So in the same way, switch port, in this we have provided VLAN 10, right, for this interface. As for same, I will change and I will exit, and then for the interface F04, F/04. Now in the same way, switch port mode, access, switch port mode, access, VLAN, which is 10 as per same for this VLAN. Now it's done, so do so VLAN base. So as you can see, for VLAN 10 is existing right now, but what we have to do is we have to check the interface. So exit, do so, do as IP interface brief. So all the interfaces are connected. I have to check the connected assigned interfaces to VLAN. So which command I have to use for this? Yeah, so I will go with the status. So interface F0. I can use in the same way without doing differently, you know. So I can do the same thing at one single way without bothering by range command. So in that sense I can do this thing too. So 0/3 with the range 4. What the problem? Interface F0/3 F4. I don't know what's happening. Let's work, but to see that, let me just ask and have the conversation with this. We can have the conversation simultaneously, whatever we are doing that impossible to do. Okay, can you hear me?
Absolutely, I'm here to help. We can keep building these labs step by step and dive as deep as you want.
Okay. Now tell me, if I want to just know the interfaces which we have configured on access ports, so what command I have to use it for this?
To check the interfaces configured as access ports on a switch, you can use the command show interfaces status. This command will give you a clear view of each port's mode, whether it's an access or trunk port, and the VLAN it's assigned to. If you want more detailed information about each individual interface, you can also use show running config interface ID to see the specific configuration details. Let me know if you need more specifics or any other commands.
Yeah, I was just wondering about this thing.
No worries at all. Feel free to ask anytime you're curious about a command, a concept, or anything else related to networking. I'm here to help you dive as deep or keep it as simple as you like. Just let me know what you need.
So yeah, I was like do so interface status. No, for the VLAN 10, the both interface for the VLAN 10, the status of this interfaces. Yeah, it's done. You know, in the same way I have to do. You know, so yeah, this is the good observation. Now this is time to for the switch 2. I have to give it the name for the switch 2. Switch 1. Now this is time to configure this switch. Yep, this is the first, this is the second one, right? In this interface I have to check it over here. Interface do so. Okay, I have to go in global configuration mode. So enable, turn enable conf right now. So do so interface status. There's nothing about the VLAN. What I have done? Nothing. This is fully fresh, you know. So yeah, now we will create the VLAN 10, then the name of this is HR, the name of this VLAN HR, then exit. Okay, then the VLAN 20, VLAN 20 for the IT name, IT, then exit, and VLAN 99, which is for the name of this network, MGMT. Now in a single name, MGMT. That's done. Exit. Do so VLAN brief. So it's already all done. You have to assign the interfaces. So for the first switch, this is the switch 1. I will assign the two computers. I mean that 2 unit of computers for the VLAN 10, which is HR department computer. So yep. So for the interface, so in which interface is connected to, let's see. So interface 0 and 4. So again, that's it. Okay, let's try to fetch to the server. Is there configured? Yes, it's already configured. Three and 4. So okay, well, so what I have to do is next, I have to create the VLAN 99.2 for MGMT, name on it MGMT. That's done. Do so VLAN where no what about VLAN 10? So VLAN 20, and the name of that VLAN 20, name of that's IT. Do so VLAN. Yeah, that's done. In the same way, let's check the status for this one. In the same way, it's done. Now we have to assign this interface on 10, so I will go in this. So conf t configuration terminal, then interface, which interface this is, 3 and 4. So I will use the interface range r range g name f0/3 up to 4. Yet now it's ranged. Switch port mode access, switch port mode access, switch port access, VLAN 10. That's done. So do so interface status just here. So 3 and 4 for VLAN 10 on switch 1, 3 and 4 for VLAN 20. So I have to update this thing. Once I have done this thing, now let's see what's happened. So do so interface status, it's 3 and 4 for 10. No, it's, we have to update this thing. So I will go in exit interface, I will call which interface this is, 3 and 4 in the same way. So int interface, the range I will decide range f0/3 to 4, and then the switch mode access, switch port mode access, switch port access VLAN 20 for this, then exit. Again I will say do so interface status. Now it's done. 3 and 4 for VLAN 20 on the access port. So what about this? This is the VLAN 99, and both are 4 and 5. So 3 and 4. Okay, sorry. 3 and 4 right here. This 2 and 3. Yes, there's a 2 and 3. I have to update it again. So int g range 2 and 3. Yes, let me check it again. 2 and 3. So range f0 2 3, switch port mode switch port mode access, and switch port access VLAN switch port access VLAN 99. Yep, native VLAN 99 if I'm not wrong. Let me just ask this thing. You can check this thing, switch config interface switch port trunk native VLAN 99. There's nothing on the trunking that we do on the native VLAN, but there's nothing about the native VLAN. If I'm not wrong, I can ask that. Yep, it's done. So again I will call it like, okay, what I'm doing, I'm doing something wrong. Enable conf t interface or f0/2-3 switch port mode access, then switch port access VLAN VLAN 99, no 99 on 20. This is the management switch, so this is for the 20. And in the same way the VLAN 99 is also, so 4 and which VLAN this is, 4 and 5. I will go in the range, the next interface range F0/4 to 5. Switch port mode, access switch port mode, access switch port, access VLAN 99, then exit. Okay, so if I will check this way, like do so interface, which interface this is. So for all these status I will check all. So 2 and 3 for 20, 4, 5 for 99. Okay, let me just ask this thing. Hey, now tell me, when we do decide or when we assign the PC to the switches, so in that moment we have to put the native VLAN or something like this, or only on trunks we have to put the native VLAN?
Great question. Typically, the native VLAN is something you configure on trunk links. It's the VLAN that carries untagged traffic across a trunk. On access ports, you don't usually deal with.
Okay. Thank you. Very aggressively. So just elaborating all this thing. Okay. Thank you. Sorry, but thank you. Okay. Now it's all done. What we have to do is we have to configure the trunking right here. So in the same way, we'll configure the trunking too. So for this, the switch port mode, trunk. Okay, and which interface this is? Interface F01 INT. So F0/1. So I will configure the switch mode trunk. Okay, what's happened? What's wrong with this? I'm configuring as a trunk that interface. Yep, let's continue. Switch port mode trunk. Okay, switch port switch port mode, switch port trunk allowed VLAN 99, all VLAN, like VLAN 20, yes, VLAN 20 and 10, 20, 99. VLAN 10, 20 and 99. Let me ask this thing. If I have VLAN 10 and VLAN 20, which I want to allow as a tag traffic, and which is another hand I have VLAN 99, I want to use as a untagged traffic. So in the command, how I have to put it?
You configure a trunk port so that VLANs 10 and 20 are tagged and VLAN 99 is untagged as the native VLAN. You can use the following command on the trunk port. Switch port trunk allowed VLAN 10, 20, 99. Switch port trunk native VLAN 99. In this configuration, switch port trunk allowed VLAN 10, 20, 99 ensures that VLANs 10 and 20 are tagged and VLAN 99 is also allowed on the trunk. And switch port trunk native VLAN 99 makes VLAN 99 the native VLAN, meaning any frames on that VLAN will be sent untagged. This way, VLANs 10 and 20 will carry tagged traffic and VLAN 99 will carry untagged traffic.
Okay. Nice to know. Thank you. Switch port mode trunk. Switch port mode trunk native VLAN. So VLAN 99. No, now it's done. So if I want to check in which VLAN what are the status, so I will do so interface status. Okay, as a trunk all interfaces are configured. This interface as a trunk I have configured, but I want to check the trunk configuration, so do so interface trunk allowed on trunk, but need active management domain. Okay, so here's the native VLAN, which is a trunking stator encapsulated with this tag mode on. Okay, native VLAN here. Now it's done. I'm quite slow with, I'm gradually going with understanding. Yeah, this is the learning, you know. So interface, do so interface status on to trunking allowed. Okay, then it's all assigned VLAN 10. That's done. I have to do the trunking for this. So on interface F0 /2. So switch mode access, no switch mode trunk. Okay, so I would allow the all VLANs in the same way. Switch mode port trunk. Okay, allowed VLAN which 10 20 99 10 20 20 99, and switch mode trunk native VLAN 99. That's done. So do so interface trunk native VLAN. As per same I have done in this too, but the status are different. Why? $99.99 on switch 2, on switch 1. Okay, okay, I'm not going to just mess with it, but this is observation I have verify. I have to verify this thing, not now, but further I will going to do. Okay, so the host name that I have to update him, and the hygiene that I something. Let me check. Do so run. No, there's nothing about the hygiene. I didn't. Okay, so the hygiene, the host name, the host name, which is the switch one, the host name, switch one. That's done. Okay, so what will be next is, okay, so on F01, the interface F0/1, I have to use as a trunk. This as a trunk. This will also act like as a trunk. Yeah, so I will configure. That's all interfaces. So switch mode access, switch mode trunk Okay, then switch mode, trunk allowed, VLAN 10, 20 and 99. Switch. Which interface this is? Yes, this is 101. All is good, all is good. So trunk native VLAN 99. Now it's done. So again I will call the to check the configuration trunking. So do so interface trunk. In this interface I'm checking right now. So if I will exit from this interface, again I will check this thing. Do so interface trunk. So but I have configured this thing on 01, right? So it's showing on 02. Do so trunk interface. Okay, let me ask this thing. The whole question is popping on my head. I have to ask them, cross check this whole thing. Hey, the question is, I want to configure one switch on different interfaces, and there is a two different trunking I'm allowing and configuring. So when I'm using the command and do so interface trunk, so it's showing the one single interface status which is configured as a trunk. So tell me why.
Got it. If you're using the show interfaces trunk command and you're only seeing one interface listed, it usually means that only that particular interface is currently configured as a trunk. This can happen if 1, other interfaces are set to access mode and not trunk mode. 2, the trunk configuration is not applied on the other interfaces, so they're not participating in the trunk. 3, the trunk interfaces are not properly connected or not in the correct state. To see all interfaces and their status, you can use the show interfaces status command. This will show you which ports are in access mode, which are in trunk mode, and their VLAN assignments. If you want to see the trunk details for all interfaces, you might need to check each interface individually with show running config interface ID or verify the configuration on each port. Let me know if you need more details or specific commands for troubleshooting.
Yeah, if I want to do the both side, so thereafter it will work.
Absolutely. If you want to ensure that both sides of the link are configured correctly as trunks, you'll want to check and configure each interface on both switches. The steps generally include 1, configuring the trunk mode on both interfaces to ensure they're in trunk mode, e.g. switch port mode trunk, allowing the correct VLANs on the trunk link using switch port trunk allowed VLAN list, and ensuring the native VLAN is consistent on both sides with switch port trunk native VLAN number, and then verifying the trunk status on both ends using show interfaces trunk to confirm that both sides are aligned. By making sure both sides of the trunk link have the same configuration, you'll avoid any mismatches and ensure proper VLAN propagation. If you run into any issues, just check both sides and see if there's a configuration mismatch. Let me know if you need more detailed steps or help with a specific scenario.
Okay, understand very well. That's done. Okay, thank you, very well. Okay, so on the interface, which interface is, so this is the interface G00, in that I'm going to use the first we have to make it up, so no shutdown, no how am I going to use? That's the end of the, I have to make it very clear this thing first. So I will just create the subnet of this interface J00 dot the subnet that I would use for the first 10 and like encapsulation dot 1q, which is for that dot 10, and thereafter the IP address, which is the gateway IP address that I have to configure. So the gateway IP address that I have to put it over here, what would be that, like 192 dot, that I have to assume, and I have to do confirmation about this thing. Okay, so first I have to check right here. Okay, on these devices there's nothing about the IP addresses. What about this? It's 20. Okay, what about this? I have to configure likewise PC5 192.168.168.30.10. No, I will put 11. 192.168.30.11. Then 192.168.30.10. This is the, okay, I will put 1. This is the key. I will put 11 and then tab, because of this is here is 1, and that should be there as per 192.168.30.11. And then 5 192.168.168.30 dot 1 for same first Ethernet, like 192.168.30.1. No, dot it was 1, so it would be 10 if that was 11. Yep. So as it is for the 10, the IP address I would type right here, not switch body. This is the interface of this global config .10, 192.168.10.1 and 192.168.20.1. I think for this one 20.1 likewise for each. So the IP address 192.168.10.1.255.255.255.0. That's done. Thereafter, no shutdown. After end of that, I will do it this thing. So then exit, and again I will go for this, and I will in this interface so which is a G0/0. In this interface I will type create G0/0 point 20 for the VLAN 10, and the IP address I will assign. Now encapsulation first, encapsulation, that's a encap which is .1q, which is 20, right? And then after the IP address, which is 192.168.20.1, and 255 subnet 55255.55.0. That's done. Okay, then exit. Again call the interface, which is then the same interface which was gigabit Ethernet 00, and this interface I will create interface G00.30, and then after encapsulation encap .1q, then after which is .1q for 30, right? And an IP address which is 192.168.30.1, then 255, the subnet 55255.0, then no sit down, then exit, and this interface int 00 G00, I will make it up this interface, so no shut down, and all up. Okay, and exit. If it's done, so how I would check this all. So I will have to ask this thing too. Let me just do confirmation about this all. So let me just do it by default, this thing, well, what I understand. Interface do so interest IP test with if, yeah, it's all set, nothing wrong. This is the way to check it out as per their. Yep, this is something that I have to create daily. Okay, this is observation. So as I created the sub interfaces over here to inter-VLAN routing, as for same this network, okay, let me just put it over here.
Got it. If you're looking to set up inter-VLAN routing,
What is this?
that
Okay, so so this is for the VLAN 10, this is for the VLAN 20, this is for the VLAN 20, and this is for the VLAN 30. This is all set. So I'm going to do the inter-VLAN routing and how it goes. Let's see. So for this I will go in desktop. I will ping 192.168.30.11 or PC5 or interface 5, which is actually for that this one PC5. Let's see it's possible. Inter-VLAN routing is possible or not. 100% loss. Okay. So what is wrong with this? Let me check for the default gateway. From the default gateway up to there, it's working. Okay, so from in the same VLAN it will also work for the ping 192. Like, let's see, for the default gateway definitely work, but for 10 okay, I think it's a native VLAN. Because of that, let me check it out and ask about this. Okay, 100% loss. Why? If I will ping in the VLAN 20, which is not a native VLAN, so how it will work? Yeah, definitely it's work. Because this is not a native VLAN, so I have to confirm. In the native VLAN, there is no possibility to ping. There is no possibility to ping in native VLAN. First of all, because this is for the special purpose. There's nothing for the networking or something like. It's my just a way of thinking that I'm expecting to it. Let me just confirm this thing. Hey, can you hear me? Hey there, can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me? Can you hear me? What's the problem regarding this? Okay. What is the problem that I have to fix it first? Okay, now hey there, can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. How can I assist you today?
Okay, the question is I want to ping the PC1. There's a scenario. There is two switches, the switch 1 and switch 2, and another switch router, the one single router, which is where the sub interfaces are created. So in VLAN 10 there is a 2 PC1 and PC2. In VLAN 20 there is a 2 PC3 and PC4. In the same way there is a it's not listening to me. Okay, not it will work. What is happening with this? Okay. Let me confirm this thing. Hey, can you hear me? Okay, you can. So now tell me, here's the a scenario, a kind of topology where the things is working like this. Like there's a there's a two PC and VLAN 1, and there's two PC, PC 1 and PC 2, which is in VLAN 10, and there is a second VLAN 20, in which the PC 3 and PC 4 is working, and there's a another VLAN which is a native VLAN, PC 5 and PC 6. Okay, so there's one router and two switches, and the switches are connected to it. But the thing is, when I do ping from the PC1 to the PC5 in this network, so it's not working. Why? Because of this is a native VLAN PC where I'm pinging. Now tell me the reason why it's not pinging.
Absolutely. The main reason is that the native VLAN is typically used for untagged traffic on trunk links. If the native VLAN is different from the VLAN of the PC you're trying to ping from, or if it's not properly configured on the router or switch, the traffic won't be tagged or routed correctly. In essence, the devices in the native VLAN won't be able to communicate properly with devices in other VLANs unless there's proper routing or inter-VLAN routing configured. So the issue is likely related to how the native VLAN and tagged VLANs are set up on your network.
Okay, so as I created the VLANs, now tell me, the native VLAN communicate with the normal in general VLANs?
Sure, the native VLAN is basically the default untagged VLAN on a trunk link. So any traffic that comes through without a VLAN tag is placed into the native VLAN. For communication between the native VLAN and other VLANs, you generally need a layer 3 device, like a router or a layer 3 switch, to route the traffic between them. If the native VLAN is different from the other VLANs, you might need to make sure that the router or layer 3 switch has proper sub-interfaces configured to handle the different VLANs. That way, traffic can be properly tagged and routed.
Okay, mean that we have to configure this thing. Okay. Now, so what is the problem? What could be the problem? Okay, study.11. This is the okay, let me check the gateway. It's all set, you know. So let me ping from this PC to the PC1. So ping 192.168.r10.1, not 1 buddy, and let's go for the gateway first. Let's see what's happening with the gateway. Is it going for the gateway or something is problem in the switches configuration? Okay, and here's the problem. Let's see on the switches what's the problem is there. So enables conf 3. So do so interface trunk. Okay, is all set. Let ping to the PC3. What the problem? The problem is, okay, but there's a router which is configured right here. That means that it's a work. PC5 ping. If I will ping in PC Let's see. In different gateway. Why I'm pinging in a different gateway? What would be the logic? Nope. Alright, let's see. In the same switch, it will work or not. If it's not work in the same switch, it means that switch 2 has problem. Yep, the switch 2 has problem. Okay. Okay, for now it's done. We will going to save this thing. I will do this thing again. Okay. Let me save the configuration. I have to save the configuration. This is the most important thing, you know. Copy running config startup. Do copy running config and SDR startup config. That's done. Okay, so copy running -config running config startup -config. It's done. All set. We will do further, not now. Okay.